Hi, world changers. This is Rochelle Johnson with RJS Global Consulting Services. Welcome to this video. I look forward to diving into this. As I said before, it's a contract for that. So let's talk about it. Let's kind of unpack that when I say it's a contract for that. To my new business owners and to those that are aspiring to get into the entrepreneurship space, I want to help explain what I mean by it's a contract for that. Because you have heard, okay, let's see, should I go get a startup loan? Is a loan out there for um, venture capital, crowdfunding, you name it. I've been on the wheel. I've been on a hamster wheel trying to find the capital because it's almost like, okay, I got this grand idea. I know I can push it out in the world. Hence, world changer you are. We're going to get it done. It's going to happen because it's a contract for that. But you start off with so much zeal and just like, oh, okay, I'm going to get this done. I can make this happen. And, it's so many moving parts to it. Like, how do I let the world know that it's out here? How do I get the money to support this, especially if it's a product? I mean, I have to get this trademarked. I have to do. I imagine I get it. I'm not only the president, I'm also the client. So I get it. So, what we want to unpack today is understanding that federal government contracting for small business and that they have requirements. Like there's requirements for the federal government to fund small businesses. So, I guess the best way to look at it, because I love speaking metaphors, like I have an analogy for everything, pretty much. Um, but the best way to look at it is with a franchise. So when you buy, no, that's not good. That's not a good example. So I'm not going to try to find my metaphor, but stay tuned. I'll come back with it. I have one for you. But I just want you to be mindful that it's really nothing that the government don't have to pay for because there's funding in the pot that they have to push out to give back to the small businesses. And it is a requirement, and to meet that requirement, they don't come knock at your door. You have to knock at theirs. But they just know that, okay, I have this pocket of money. No, not pocket. The government got buckets of money. Buckets upon buckets. I mean, they print the money. So, yeah, that's why we want them to be our client. Okay? They print the money. So, what we want to do is understand how they search for their small business, or what is it that the small business goal is, that what is the small business that they're seeking to partner with. And in my introduction, you heard me speak of and use the analogy of federal contracting in reference to dating. That's the best way to put it. So let's talk about the dating concept. So the federal government is your potential new boo. They're out there spinning around in the universe, twiddling their thumbs because they don't know how to find you. They don't know where to start looking for you at, but they have an idea. They don't have an idea. They have concrete outlines of what it is that they want out this relationship. They know in this relationship if they want to speed date you, if they want a long term, or they looking with the intention to marry. They know. It's a matter about you saying, hey, I'm available. Let's have a conversation. Let's see if we should date. Maybe this is potential to get married. And the potential to get married, them the ones you want. That means if you land a couple of potential to get married, you can go and tell your kids to start picking out what it is that they want for their kids. Okay? And the beauty of that is when you secure those marriage contracts, they are those that are 5 to 10 years with the intent to recertify or reissue a work order. You want those. But what happens with starting out with federal contracting, you're not it's kind of like, how do I know if we're a good fit? How do I know if it's going to even work out? Well, again, remember I said they know what they want out the relationship. They're going to tell you, I need you to have 6 employees. I need you to have industrial type printing material and copy machines. I would like for you to have, they have a little wiggle, they give a little wiggle room, but for the most part, they are very concrete and adamant about what they're looking for in their relationship. And so the beauty in this is you get to sit back and look at their outline, their dating profile, and you get to say, I don't think I'm ready. I can't meet them standards, which is okay. That just means that you're not ready to get married to that contractor. And so moving forward, you know, when you're starting your research, some of the prime words that you would look for in the searching categories, you would eliminate those because you know that that's marriage conversation. You have come to grips to realize I'm not ready for marriage yet. Let's back it up. Let's go back and see what fit where I'm at, which is okay. Because I'd rather you be honest with yourself early about what it is that you are ready for. Because if you get to the door and you gave them all this great information and from your dating profile, you don't want to catfish the government, okay? You don't want to catfish them. So we want you to be honest about where you stand. So if speed dating is your thing, let's talk speed dating. Speed dating looks like, just off the top of my head, a 6 to 10 month contract with opportunity to renegotiate, opportunity to add addends, amendments to your contract. It got a lot of wiggle room. It's not, it's not so rigid, and you don't have no room to. But again, they are clear from the beginning what it is that they're looking for. So that goes without question. But the ultimate thing to understand is where you are with it, because you have to be in position to play the game. So no matter what, it's just a matter about what part of the field you want to get in, what part of the field you're willing to get in on with federal contracting. But one of the things that we pride ourselves in doing at RJS Global Consulting, one of the things that we pride ourselves in at RJS Global Consulting Services is finding out exactly where you need to be and helping you get positioned to play the game. Because let's be clear, you can't win if you don't play. So let's get on the field, find out what position you're in, fix your posture, get yourself together, and let's figure out how to play to win, which is one of the things that we do here with our services, because we help you find out, why do I need to get in at? And again, I'm speaking to a broad audience with so many different business ideas. But again, that's why I'm RJS, Rochelle Johnson Solutions. I'm going to help you find a solution to your idea, because there's a contract for that. Because there's a contract for that, is no opportunity that you're going to miss. Nothing that's meant for you is going to be missed in this time of journeying along to get the federal funding. I promise you that we're going to get you to the funding. But again, what is your why? What position are you in? And how do you desire to play to win? So let's get back to the scenario. Dating versus, speed dating versus casual dating, exclusive dating, and I'm ready to get married. So many different parts in that, and deciding what type of dating you want. So I would like to say speed dating for a new entrepreneur that's just kind of getting into it and really don't know exactly where they stand or what they want. I think that's a better fit for you, because speed dating give you the opportunity not to be locked in and have to be kind of fist in, into something that you're really not sure that this, what you want to do, and you want to still kind of see what else is out there. So speed dating for the new entrepreneur or the expiring entrepreneur that's just getting started, and they are working with my team, and we have helped you apply for some of your certifications. You got some of the basics done. We will tell you exactly where you need to be and where you are and what's the best route for you. But again, in our assessment, we would like to find out what you feel comfortable with doing, because this is a team effort. Now, once I hand you over to your new boo, I'm out the picture, but we're going to get started with it as a team. So speed dating, that's the best way that I can explain speed dating with the analogy of entrepreneurship. Secondly, the casual dating is you didn't won a contract, you made out of it, that one successful, and you got a good report. Your post award was a good statement. You clear, you got some footing in your community. You have a couple of business that can attest to your works, and so you can kind of stay into the casual dating phase. So I would say let's go after another casual dating type contract because you're not quite ready for marriage yet. Cool, that's fine. Again, we want to make sure that we're getting the biggest opportunity out of the time of flexibility. Again, the biggest opportunity out of the time that you have to be flexible. Because once you get married, you're married. Not saying that there's ways to get out of it, but you don't want to forfeit a play. You don't want to do that. And so we wouldn't allow that to happen, because we wouldn't allow you to go after any funding that you're not suitable for or that can cause your company to be rated. We would not allow you to apply for any funding or go after any contract opportunity that would allow you to fumble the ball, because there's ratings that goes with this. So yeah, the federal contract space, you can win the contract, you can produce, you can perform, but you can't produce. You can win the contract, you can start off strong, but get in the middle of the road and your performance fall off. And that's the last thing you want to do with the federal government. One of the biggest things that I like to do with my clients is really, really sit and assess them and find out what is their longevity. Like, what's your work ethic? If you don't have a strong work ethic, I wouldn't encourage you to play with the federal government and contracting. I wouldn't even allow you to speed date with them. Because, for one, my name is on the line because you're my client. For two, we don't want to ruin the relationship before it gets started. Okay? Because you never know who knows who. And I want your reputation to remain strong, especially in the business arena. Like, it is so small. And I'm not even just speaking to state, but the business circle, word of mouth travels super fast. If you think word of mouth in your community travels fast, in the business realm, especially when you already competing against the big boys that have it on lock, you don't want to fumble the ball. We on this field and we playing to win. So I like to really, really, it's bigger than just me having the opportunity to get you on as a client. It's more so of making sure that you are successful in this journey. I want to make sure that you are successful. And speaking of the big boys, nothing against them. I'm so super proud to know that there are businesses that are thriving. But, just throw something back out here to us, leave something on the table. So that's why it's important to capitalize on the opportunity once you get it. You do not want to actually get in the door and let the door close on you immediately after getting in the door. And the big boys will be sitting at the table at the door that you just let close on you, waiting to sign your contract because they can amend it. So when I say let's really work on and hone in on what your strong suits are in your business. And I don't want nobody to ever feel intimidated by the big boys, but just know the reality that the big boys really hold the ball in the industry. So back to the example I was giving. You started off doing something with a construction company, and that was your client, the construction. You was responding to emergency disasters initially. So from that, you another idea sprung from that contract, and then you decide, okay, well, let's see how we can do a spin off instead of my construction company working with this emergency management, this opportunity. Disasters are amongst us. I mean, whether it's man made, natural, of act of God, no matter, disaster is going to happen. And as y'all can see with COVID, there's different realms that disaster can be clarified. So say, for instance, you want to decide to start doing disaster consulting to the businesses that serve as emergency management. So now you're trying to start a new business within a business from a business concept that you're already operating in. Follow me? Sit tight. Follow me. So you got the big boys. And when I say big boys, I hope that ring a bell on who I can potentially be talking about. I'm not going to drop no names, but we're just going to say big boys. So as they already know, like they gotten to the point where they have a team doing what it is that we aspire to do. They got the team. They got the millions behind them. And if they don't have it in tangible assets, they have the opportunity to put up the, oh man, see that's too much for this video. We're going to save that one. But let me keep it on the surface, because if I take you down that lane, you're going to get too excited. You're going to want me to stay on here longer than I got time for. So we're going to stay focused. Let me back that up. Let's just say that you want to go ahead and start doing emergency management consulting to those businesses that respond to the big boys. That's the simplest way I can put it. So let's just say that originally you was working with Apple, but Apple working with Apple, you decided that you want to work with oranges as well. So you get the orange, and then you find out that you got some lemons. Follow me. I'm really trying to avoid dropping names. But you know that Apple already did some business with the oranges. You the lemon in this situation. You won the contract. You got in there because you're working with RJS Global Consulting, and we got you in the door. Now, you get in the door, and Apple and oranges having rubbing elbows. And they just waiting on you to drop the ball, because they then looked all into your performance history and see that you new to the field. You knew, but you out here ready to play. But they know that you have potential because you're in the room. Let's make sure that your lemon produce lemonade, and it don't end up in a sour taste in the arena of federal funding. Because the minute you drop the ball, the apple and oranges that's rolling together and that already rubbed elbows, and they already know. So we saying the apple is the big boys, and the other guy, he been out here dating the big boys for a little bit. Guy, girl, whatever. Dating one, they've been dating. They've been seeing how it works. And you come into play and you're not ready, they're going to join forces and get that contract that you just lost. So it's important being prepared to play to win, being in position to win. So being in position to win is also another level. So there's so many levels to this. That's why you need to stay tuned, stay connected to RJS Global Consulting Services, because we're going to help you make sure that once you get in the room, on the field, that you don't fumble the ball. I want you to know the importance of being in position. So stay tuned for our next video on staying in position. Staying in position is the key word. I'm not going to talk about getting in position, because it's understood, because you're going to hire me. I'm going to provide the services that you need to make sure that you get on the field. So you're going to be, getting in is nothing. We're going to talk about staying on the field. So stay tuned, and I look forward to talking with you soon.